Welcome to Someday News, America's best real-ish news source. News so fake it's real, news so real it's fake. Folks, gather around the old YouTube campfire because today we're diving into a sacred American ritual. White guys fixing their trucks while hollering at football reruns on ESPN Classic. And who's the patron saint of this grease-stained gridiron glory lifestyle? None other than Minnesota's own Tim Walz, the governor who code talks to white dudes like he's calling an audible in the huddle. Tim Walz is a man's man, a white man's man, a code-talking white man, even if Clay Travis disagrees. Per Clay Travis, Tim Walz, a lesbian's idea of a man who will appeal to men, says he was on the Democrat ticket to connect with white guys who like football. For the white guys out there who like football, did Walz make you trust Kamala and Democrats more or less? More, a lot more. Sorry, Clay, Tim Walz is the white man whisper. You can still go back for your love to sports, the First Amendment, and boobs. Load up, because this is then a fumbled snap in the end zone. The gridiron. It's a crisp Saturday afternoon in a suburban garage. The air smells like motor oil, stale beer, and regret. A 1998 Ford F-150 is jacked up on cinder blocks, looking sadder than a punt returner who just muffed it. Underneath, there's a white guy named Chad, or maybe Brad, definitely not Thad, cussing at a rusted bolt like it personally insulted his mama. Over in the corner, a 32-inch tube TV is blaring ESPN Classic, showing a 2003 Big Ten game where Purdue upset Ohio State. The score's 13-10, and Chad Brad is losing his mind because the refs missed a holding call. Sound familiar? That's because this is peak white guy energy, and Tim Walz? Oh, he's fluent in it. He's also fluent in Chinese. Tim Walz, the white guy whisperer. Now let's talk about Tim Walz. This guy's got a PhD in code talking to white men. You ever see him at a state fair rocking a flannel and a Vikings cap, talking about deer hunting or how to rebuild a carburetor? Or the best yet, pheasant hunting with Daisy Red Ryder BB gun. That's not just small talk, that's a secret white guy handshake. Walz could walk into any garage in America, crack open a Miller Lite, and say, "Boys, that truck's looking rougher than a 3rd and 19 with no timeouts." And every dude in a Carhartt jacket would nod like he just recited the Constitution. See, Walz gets it. He knows fixing a truck ain't just about turning wrenches. It's a lifestyle. It's a white guy's permission slip to be white. It's a 1940s Klan membership card. It's about bonding with your buddies, yelling at the TV when some quarterback from 1997 throws a pick and pretending you know what a torque converter does. Walz could probably rebuild a transmission blindfolded while explaining why the Wildcat formation is underrated, or how the Tiananmen Square is the equivalent to a double reverse flea flicker on 4th and inches from the opponent's 3-yard line. And when he talks about community or working together, he's really saying, fellas, it's like when you and your cousin spend 6 hours trying to fix a leaf spring, but you still high-five when it's done. That's the code. He's speaking directly to the soul of every white guy who's ever bled on a socket wrench. Fixin' trucks is basically a football play. Now, here's where it gets deep. Fixin' a truck is like drawing up a mean pick-six play while making an audible at the line. Think about it. You're under the hood, staring at a busted alternator, and it's 4th and goal in your brain. You gotta read the defense, aka that Football for Dummies manual you lost in 2009. You audible from replace the whole dang thing to maybe just hit it with a hammer. Your buddy Dave is the wide receiver, handing you tools like he's running a slant route. And when you finally get that engine purring, that's the pick six, baby. You're dancing in the end zone, covered in grease, while ESPN Classic plays a slow-mo of Ron Dane bulldozing a linebacker in 1999. Tim Walz would eat this metaphor up. He'd probably say, fellas, fixing a truck is like coaching a team. You call the play, you adjust on the fly, and sometimes you gotta trust your gut and yell Omaha at a fuel pump. That's the kind of wisdom that makes every white guy in a Bass Pro Shops hat want to vote for him. He's not just fixing trucks, he's fixing souls, one torque spec at a time. The ESPN Classic connection. Let's not sleep on ESPN Classic, the unsung hero of this whole scene. While Chad Brad's elbow deep in a differential, that TV's looping game's so old, the players are probably grandpas now. But it doesn't matter. When that 1996 Rose Bowl flickers on and Northwestern's defense is holding USC to a field goal, every guy in the garage turns into a color commentator. "Shoulda blitzed there, coach," they yell, as if they could have out-schemed Pete Carroll with a hangover and a Leatherman. Walz gets this too. He's probably got a story about watching a Mankato State game from '89 while changing the oil on his Dodge Ram. He'd lean in, all folksy, and say, "Nothing brings people together like a good game and a bad gasket." That's code talking at its finest. He's telling white guys, "I see you. I know you're out there, bonding over Brett Favre highlights and a seized caliper. Keep the faith." The grand finale. So what's the takeaway? Tim Walz is the ultimate wingman for every white guy fixing his truck. He speaks their language, part mechanic, part coach, all Minnesota dad. He knows that turning a wrench is like calling a play. It's messy, it's loud, and sometimes you gotta improvise. But when that truck roars to life, and you're celebrating with a cold one while watching a 20-year-old highlight of Randy Moss torching the Packers, that's the American dream, baby. So next time you're in your garage, cursing at a stripped bolt while Iowa State fumbles on the goal line, just imagine Tim Walz giving you a nod. He's saying, "Keep grinding, partner. You're one audible away from a pick six." And ain't that the truth? Also, Tim Walz is from Nebraska, yet he never makes any mention about the Nebraska Huskers. Never trust a man from Nebraska who doesn't talk about the good old days of Husker football, because you know what the N stands for in Nebraska: knowledge. And Walz's knowledge about football and code talking to white guys? Well, you be the judge. Touchdown? Hit that like button harder than a linebacker hitting a fullback, and subscribe for more hot takes dumber than a screen pass on 3rd and 20. Thank you for watching Someday News, America's best realish news source. News so fake it's real, so real it's fake. This will be news someday.